paying us back. Right? And they're willing to do it because there's interest rate. So again, what is credit not? It is not forever. We work with people at Family Houston all day long that have bankruptcies, they have judgments, they have collections, they have repossessions on there. Right? Life happens to us all. Right? I said, well, it is not forever. We have seen people who have filed bankruptcies qualify to purchase a home. Right? If I file bankruptcy today, I can't buy a home tomorrow. There's some time and there's some work and some things that you need to do. So looking through it, it happens. We've seen people get car loans that have losing possessions before. Right? Take some time to do it, but you need to understand a little bit of how it works and goes. Again, I mentioned reflection of character, and I say that a lot because I'm amazed how many people say, I want a great credit score. Okay, tell me why, because then I'm a good person. You might have a great credit score, but if you're going to be a good person, you can be it with or without. But it's not that. And then the other thing is having credit doesn't mean that we failed. It means that most of the time in life happened to us. Right? Doesn't matter how much money you made before. Right? What's happened here in Houston over the last 2-3 years for jobs in the oil business? People are nodding their head. But what's happening?
Layoffs.
Yeah, people are getting laid off. Price for a barrel of oil is where? It's low. So because of that, layoffs are happening. So I might have made a lot of money. That also could have meant that I had a lot of financial obligations. So if I have those there, and all of a sudden I don't have the income coming in, I'm still the same person on what that looks like, but it might get challenging in one place. So we'll talk a little bit about the report we're going to dive into. Talk a little bit more about scores and how those are broken up, and then we'll do some questions. There are 3 different credit reporting agencies. Okay? We have them listed up there. There's Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. They do not decide if you get a loan or not. I hear it all the time. Well, yeah, the credit reporting agencies told me I couldn't get a loan. No, they do not. Their entire job and purpose is to gather information and disseminate information in the past. They make no decisions, no judgment, no anything whatsoever. It's important to know there's 3, because not everyone who reports on your credit reports to all 3 of them. Right? It's important to keep a look at it and what it looks like too, and we do have the 3 there. And there are 4 areas. Oh, here we go. I'll ask this question so you're not reading my slide. What's on your credit report? What's on your credit report?
Your credit history means how long you have actual established credit.
Yeah.
Is there your payments history as well?
Credit payment history, yep.
And how many accounts?
How many accounts? Yeah.
Accounts that you have and how many maintained.
What else?
Closed accounts.
Closed accounts, yeah. That all goes on. There's 4 big sections. We're talking about different parts of the biggest section on there.
There's loans.
Loans.
I guess bank accounts or anything that you open practically. If some stuff that you didn't pay off, it can be on your credit.
There you go. Yeah, well, we call those trade accounts.
Okay.
Right, exactly. Those are on there. Right. You mentioned something. You asked me what type of poll it was, right? And I said the stop poll.
Inquiries, yes.
Inquiries, that's a section that's on there. Right? At the same time, personal information is on your credit report.
What is the
Your address.
South pole and hard poles? You're 3 slides ahead of me. If I do not say that, ask the question again. That's a good question, and it's important to know the difference. But yeah, personal information. So what personal information do they have on you?
Your address.
Your address, yeah.
Basically, like before and stuff like that.
Residence before,
May or may not have your job listed.
Right. If the job, pull up the credit report, it's on there.
Maybe references.
References not.
References.
You can add some things like that if you want to, but that's not the natural part of it. Yeah. Does it have your salary on there?
No.
Does it have your bank account information on there? No. Those are 2 things that people think, oh, personal information they have on. They have none of that information. Right? It'll have your name, it'll have your address, it'll have any aliases that you go by. Right? You think if I don't have any aliases, my guess is everyone in here has at least 1 alias. I had like 6. Right? Think that I'm super cool. No, my name's Richard Simonds, but if I've ever applied for anything, it's Richard M. Simonds. It lists that as well. So if you think about your name, right? If your name is Jennifer, but you also go by Jenny, there might be both of those on there. So list any other name that you've applied for credit on, it will have your social security number on there as well, and it will have your date of birth. So is that. It has all of your trade account information on there, and that's what we talk about, the loans, what it looks like, who I've paid, how often I've paid, if I've closed anything else, if I've become derogatory, right, or missed a payment, it'll show that. It will also show public information. What is public information?
Anything anyone can see.
Anything anyone can see? What kind of public information do they pull out on that credit report?
Any delinquency or
Delinquency, credit history, that goes in the big section.
late payment and
Late payment, yep, that all goes in that same trade section. Right, that's the big section. Public information, you can go onto the court system today and see it. You can see who has sued who, and you can see who's filed bankruptcy today. And or if there's a tax lien. If you really want to see, it's all public information. Right? It's kind of boring information, but if you've heard your friend got sued or your friend's doing things, you can go and check it out. It's all on there. Right? So Brett, what we have our personal information, we have that public records, our credit account information. That's all of the things that we talked about under there. And then we have at the end inquiries. That's how many times I've applied for a card and how many times someone's checked it on my behalf. Yes, ma'am.
you said if somebody gets sued or something like that.
Yep.
You'd have to go to court first before you can see it, right?
It depends. Anytime a judgment is filed, that is public record information because they filed it in the public court. Now, it will be, if you go on there, it'll be filed, and then it'll give you the court date, right? Because if you're sued, what does it tell you to do? Go online and look at your statement, and it'll give you the court date. It won't say if you're guilty or innocent or what the judgment is, but anytime someone files something on there, it should all be in the court system.
Oh, really?
So that's what's on the credit report. And we're going to look at this a little bit more, right? They do not contain, here we go, we went through this a little bit. Medical history. A lot of people say, oh, my medical history's on there and I'm not going to get a job if they pull my credit report because they're going to know that I have whatever ABC condition. Nope, that's not on there. Okay? Other things that we see is anything that is identifiable, right? That's protected information, that's not on there. What it looks like in our driving record. Okay? Driving record, and not only sure they'll pull the credit report, but that's not on there as well. So that is actually what is on the report. Now the report and the score are very different things, right? Here we go, your report is not your score. I'm not even going to make y'all say it. But it's important to understand that we are two distinct, separate entities that we have going on. Right? We're separate. A lot of people say again, oh, my credit report's awful. Okay, well, what does the score say? Most people, if I say credit score, who comes up with their credit score?
So, some guy.
Some guy? I love the answer. It covers anything that's out there. Right? Some guy, someone. Right? Who's ever heard of FICO? Me? Someone else who's ever heard about what FICO score? That's the big one that's used a lot. And again, what companies do is FICO is a for-profit company. And they go on and they say, you know, I've got an algorithm, right? I've got a series of stuff. And I can take all of your financial information that's on your credit report, and I'm going to compare it against everyone else, and I'm going to give you a score number, and that is the likelihood you're going to default on the account. So if I'm a bank, a credit union, a lending institution at all, anything that looks like that, I now am able to say with confidence who I lend to and who I don't. Yeah,
I have a question.
of course.
I went to a homeowners buy program,
Fantastic. With them.
and well, I don't remember the
Okay, cool.
people,
We've got
but
a lot of stuff.
I had my FICO score, but the guy actually wanted my scores from like the Experience TransUnion.
Sure.
Tell me what's the difference vice versa FICO and the three that he preferred them from.
Sure. Okay, and again, TransUnion, Experian, Equifax are credit reporting companies. FICO is a score, okay? And if I'm reporting a credit card, I'm only required by law to report to one of the three bureaus. I do not have to report to all three. So they may prefer one of the FICO score can be attached to all three of them, but they prefer the FICO score with this credit report because of an underwriting criteria that that organization has on the back end for their lending partner. So that's what it was. So it's not a Experian score, it's a TransUnion score. They just like who reports to those credit bureaus. Right? If you just pull one and look at it, bill and it's not showing up, I am good. I go apply, okay, you're Bank of America now, congratulations. I go apply Bank of America and they say, what about AT&T? You say, I don't have AT&T, thinking that you checked one of the reports and it wasn't on there. They say, no, it's right here in the report. Oh. So that happens. Yeah.
I was going to ask, why do they want to choose, I guess you just kind of answered it, the 3 and the FICO score, or they're all the same number?
So again, and here's the interesting thing, your FICO score could be different on all 3. Remember, the score is an algorithm based upon the information that is provided. So if I'm working with a loan company and they're reporting that I have a positive loan with one of the credit reports, but only one, I want them to pull that one because it's showing that I am being responsible with those dollars in that. But that's the reason why. A lot of times they'll pull all 3. It's pretty standard practice to pull all 3. And they should be close, but occasionally they'll be off a little bit. So it's different. So let's get to the score a little bit before we have time. Okay. So your credit score, the range is from 300 to 850. I'm just talking about FICO. Okay. There's a lot of other kind of algorithms and scoring things here, but if we're talking about your FICO, it's ranging from 300 to 850. So we have a 550-point range that we see everybody on. So when your friend comes up and says, my credit's great, I've got like a 1300 score, they don't know what they're talking about. It's funny, I hear it all the time. Right? My credit score is like 7,000. All right. You're doing something amazing, right? It's the highest in 850. At the same time, my credit score is awful. It's probably a 3. It's not. Okay. Here's the scoring range, right? It's 300, 850, and this is with FICO. See, I told you want to take some notes. Right? So as we're going forward, there's 2 magic numbers. The first one I've listed for you, it's 620, 640-ish. So if my information is in the system and that algorithm spits out that my credit score, or how likely my default is around 620 to 640, I will get a loan from a bank, from a credit union, for a house car. I will not have to pay extra deposits to get my electricity turned on, for that brand new internet package, and whatever it looks like there. That's what we consider, right? Back in 2008, we heard the word subprime, right? We heard a lot. Or subprime mortgages, subprime this. That's because a lot of banks and credit unions and places were lending to people with a score less than 620, 640-ish. And I say 620, 640 because every lender makes their own decision, right? I could be good with my underwriting standards to give somebody a loan at 620. You may prefer 640. But that first number there, the first magic number, 620, 640, is I will get the loan if I can afford it. Okay. I've got 4 kids under the age of 8. My 8-year-old got a car, got a pre-approval letter for a credit card. She goes, Daddy, I'm going to get a credit card. I said, great, honey, call them up. Right? So I got this pre-approval letter one of those. They went through that, and all of a sudden, right, we're on speakerphone. I'm just loving this. How old are you? I'm 8. Good job. Nope. Oh, well, your parents want a credit card? Then I chime in, no, I do not, but you're offering one to my daughter. Right? They can't do it, she doesn't have a job, she can't afford it. But for some reason, they got some information and sent it to it. There's errors that happen, right? So that's the first magic number, 620, 640. You will get the loan, you will not have to pay the extra deposits, you are in that range. The second magic number is 740, 760-ish, right in that range. If your credit score is above that, we've all seen the car commercials that say 0% for those who qualify.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of where you need to be. Right? You're always wondering, oh, what does it mean to qualify? That's what it means. And we have to also have the income to do it. Right?
What number was that again?
740, 760-ish. So it's right around there. And again, each lender makes their own decision. So if you're a 740 and they require a 745, you may not get the 0%, but you may get a 0.9% instead of 2.9, right? So every single time it goes up, and they rank them in cohorts and brackets, but that's a little bit of this, right? And it helps the lenders determine kind of what bar you're on. And there's 5 parts that make up the score. And we've talked about these, and we're going to look at these, and we're going to spend the next 15 minutes going through them. I'm going to start with the biggest one here. This is payment history, right? 35%, that's my orange bar there. My payment history goes and says, Am I making payments in accordance to what I said I was going to do? Right? If I have credit cards, am I making at least the minimum on the monthly payment? If I have an installment loan, right? Student loans or mortgage car, I borrow a lot of money, and I'm paying it back in installments. Am I making my payments on time? Right? You'd be amazed. If you are unable to make a payment, call them and let them know. There's so many things they can do to help you out once or twice. Right? They can't say, oh, it's okay, you can't make your car payment, keep it for 8 years and start making payments in 2025, and that can help you that much. Okay? But they can help defer those payments and help you out a little bit. So that's it. 35% of it is payment history. Credit utilization. This is where we get a little complicated on what does that mean and what do they look for. Credit utilization is how much credit in credit cards do I have available to me and how much am I using. Right? How much is available and how much I'm using, and they want my credit utilization to be under 30%. Here's what that means. For me to get